Hello everyone and welcome to another Historic videos. So today we're going to be taking a look at Energy Convoke deck in Historic format. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this. We got this card called Goblin Bushwhacker recently from the Foundation Special Guest, which does boost this archetype quite a bit. And another thing to mention is starting from Foundations, all the special guest cards' rarity actually got downshifted to its original rarity. As you can see from this image, the Goblin Bushwhacker does have the mythic rarity because this is a paper version. But in Arena, you can actually craft this card for common wild card, which is actually pretty nice. With the Goblin Bushwhacker, we're actually going to be playing another similar effect to this called the Reckless Pyrosurfer that we got from Modern Horizons 3. This one's slightly worse than Goblin Bushwhacker because yes, you can play this out on turn 2 and has haste, but you do have to have a landfall to trigger this card's battle cry so that when this card attacks, it gives all the creatures +1 attack. So that's a little bit of a downside with the Reckless Pyrosurfer. And I'm going to be playing this card over a card called Loxodon that you usually see in these kind of Convoke decks, but I'm not a fan of the Loxodon because you do lose out on aggression quite a bit. I'm not a fan of Loxodon, so I'm going to be playing 2 copies of a Reckless Pyrosurfer here. And the other addition to this deck are the Ajani plus the Goblin Bombardment. So what's really nice about Goblin Bombardment in this deck is we play out a lot of creatures, right? Even if we can't attack in the future turns, all of these creatures just being on the battlefield can be converted into damage. And it has a pretty nice synergy with Lethal Demolition and Kuldota Rebirth, especially if you pair it up with the Ajani, because once the Ajani transforms into a Planeswalker, that is going to deal so much damage with the Goblin Bombardment. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Historic Best of 3 to show you guys how that deck does. So let's hop on over. Okay. Wow. I mean, what are they mulliganing for? Oh, this is that one deck. This is Jet Storm. So we have a Containment Priest for that, plus a Sun Cleanser that shuts down their Chthonian Nightmare, plus a Stone of Eric. Yeah, our deck is super prepared. No, they're actually playing a War and Soul Trader. If I go Threaten Inspector into Kuldota Rebirth, that is enough to play Knight Errant Bios here. So we have a Bushwhacker. We just want to grab like 2 Bushwhackers to attack twice. Maybe. Yeah, there's that Chthonian Nightmare. We could die any moment. They are, however, missing... They're missing a combo piece. Actually surprised they did that. They lost a blocker. They're alive by 2 life points. Darn. Well, that just means that War and Soul Trader can't use the ability more than once. Buried alive. Am I dead? That's pretty unique that they played Narcomoeba. I want to see their deck a little bit. Okay, just got back from a bathroom break. We'll have 2 copies of Sun Cleansers. I don't think we need Fragment Reality. I'll just have Stone of Eric. I'll have Containment Priest. That should be enough to just kind of win the game. This is actually pretty good as well. I think I'll have this over the Pyro Surfer. Esper Sentinel is okay. I'll just cut like 2 Older and Epicure. Copy up a Goblin Bombardment. I'll cut like a Demolition Threaben. And then Esper Sentinel. Go. Surprised we lost that. They mulliganed to 4. And they still won. I'll go Guide Up Soul into Sentinel Inspector. I mean, we boarded in so many hate cards, like, hopefully we draw them. I just didn't think that this was a potential mulligan target because it's just so good. Okay, Rebirth was a pretty good draw. So what are we looking at? Beat the Swarm? I was going to Bushwhacker, but unfortunately, I think this is just probably just better. And next turn we win the game. That was a pretty fast game. I don't know why they're playing so many cards that deal damage to them. Like, that's crazy that they play so many cards that deal so much damage to them. I might actually want Esper Sentinel then. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. Going with an Esper Sentinel this time. Ooh, one lander. One lander. Is this a challenge? Let's keep it. I mean, technically we have a play every single turn. Right? We do have a play every single turn. Let's just hope that we draw land. Come on, land. Land me. Nope, no lands. That was like 3 looks, right? That was 3 looks. I don't like it. I don't like it. Four looks. 0 land. Because I really need just one more land so that we can play... Okay, nice. We can play out the Containment Priest, right? Perfect. Not this time. Buried alive. We'll see what they do. Maybe I should have played out our Containment Priest. Okay. Really want to play out my Containment Priest here, but looks like I'm just passing here. I have to discard 2 cards? That's... What is this? I could have played the Knight Errant to Bios, but I also didn't want to, you know... They could have a removal spell and then swing out. That's 6 damage that I don't want to be taking. Draw me a card. I think I see their plan. They want to get rid of a Stone of Eric. Okay. I think this is a board wipe. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a board wipe. I'm just going to swing out here. No, I can't because of the pathway. They didn't block. Man, this is so awkward because of the 1 mana. I'll just play these out for clue tokens. I'm gonna have to discard them anyways. Even if it's a Mihoku Massacre, like, I'm gonna have to discard them anyways. We're so close to just winning the game. How does a mono black deal with the Stone of Eric, though? I feel like it can't. 0 cards in the yard. To get back with the Cadonian Nightmare. Even if there's a board wipe, I can just play out the Sun Cleanser so that the Nightmare gets shut down. Okay, nice. That should probably do it. Swing out. Leave back Containment Priest. I could just Kuldota Rebirth. Yeah, let's just go. Let's just do this. Attack, attack. Probably do this. Actually, can I win? Block, 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 block. Yeah, isn't that just win? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They have 4 blockers. 8 are getting in. Yeah, that's game. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, nice. Oh. Okay, 1 lander it is. 1 lander it is. Why is everybody mulliganing so much today? Like, everybody's just playing like a fish combo deck? I have a sneaking suspicion it might be like, land destruction. Potentially. So I just want to put as much pressure as possible before my only land goes away. Honestly, I'm just gonna go again. If it's a land destruction deck, then that's fine. Utopia Sprawl. Into black. Into black. I drew away 20 lands. Interesting. That card is certainly a card that we need to potentially get rid of. Just one card though. Nice. That's actually really good. Okay, I'm gonna actually cycle one of them to see if I can find a creature before playing this Knight Errant of Bios. Okay, perfect. Nice, a Johnny. Okay.
May our axes strike as one.
Okay. That is pretty sick. 4 lands without any way of generating artifact. I think that's a mulligan. Could be Aura again. Aura seems like it's a pretty popular deck. It's a bit of a different deck this time. I'm gonna go with the Goblin Bombardment because I've been a Johnny. They went with the Goblin Bombardment. But we all know who wins this match. Whoever goes a Johnny first with the Goblin Bombardment basically kind of wins the game here.
Nothing is more important than family. Will have to me.
We do have to sacrifice 2 more creatures to the Johnny if they play it. That Phyrexian Tower is actually pretty good. It is actually pretty good. Chthonian Nightmare. Why did they do that? Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why they did that. So
Share in my vengeance.
So should I go Knight Errant of Bios? Because let's say I ping this, then they're gonna kill my Cat Warrior, right? Isn't it just better to do this now, so that they don't sacrifice the Goblin Bombardment before I play the Knight Errant of Bios, and then we kill the Knight Marionette. I think we kill Marionette now? Potentially? Do we actually? I'm actually confused. No, I think we pass. Yeah, we pass. Because if they use Cadonia Nightmare to get rid of get Unlucky Witness back, and that's good for me. If the Marionette is already in the graveyard, then they can get a double body immediately. I guess they have a Phyrexian Tower, which is a bit annoying. Godless Shrine. Bomb. We have so much damage. I feel like I need to push damage. They're almost dead, you know? Might want to kill the Guide of Soul though. Guide of Soul. Push. Kill this. Kill that. They're gaining 2 life. I don't like that. So if they want to kill the Johnny now, they do have to sacrifice the Marionette plus the Thopter. Which means... they're taking guaranteed 5 damage. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're dead.
Don't test me. I need time to heal.
Alright, GG's. Yeah, honestly, it was a little bit brutal because we had the Goblin Bombardment down first, right? Also, I'm not sure how many, like, basics they play. I might want to consider, like, White Orchid Phantom. So, Pyro Surfer out. Maybe Orchid Phantom. Sun Cleanser. Stone of Eric. Containment Priest. And Static Prison. Yeah, let's have a Static Prison. And we're gonna cut Demolition to Epicure. I'll cut like Thraben. I'm unsure about the Esper Sentinel in this matchup because they have a Goblin Bombardment. Yeah. Okay, maybe not White Orchid Phantom because I'm bringing these. Cut another Gleeful Demolition. And Novice Inspector. This would be the matchup where like the Wear and Tear would be fantastic, but... Hmm. Annoying. They're gonna take away a Johnny. I mean, not much to do because the Johnny got shut down. Maybe I should have brought land destruction. Right?
It's not perfect, but we have peace.
This is not looking good, I must say. I think I am just going to play the Bushwhacker here. And just attack with the Esper Sentinel. Portable hole. Pretty good. Ah, they got a Goblin Bombardment. Yikes. I think that actually looks like the end of the road for me. Wait, what happened to the Goblin Bombardment? Is it just for that turn? I guess it was just for that turn. What? I feel like they should have just gone back Loras there. For sure. Another land, and it's not even a land that we can play. Ah, man. Okay, I think we lost. We just got a lot of the Juggernaut Peddler, like getting rid of a Najani was definitely pretty bad for me. Plus like okay. Ba-ba-bum. That's a good card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so next turn, we have a chance of winning. Because the thing about the Johnny here is they can't deal damage because they don't have a red permanent. So like hindsight, they shouldn't have attacked with these cards. Well, at least leave one of them back, you know?
My axe will find its mark. For the pride!
Hmm. I mean, we have a lethal on board, right? Okay, GG's opponent. GG's. Super close game. We actually didn't draw any like hate pieces that were relevant. The Sun Cleanser actually didn't do anything, right? That's such a awkward hand. Okay, much better. Wow. What a hand. Inspector's better, right? What is this stop? Do they actually have a surgical? In historic? I don't know if there's a zero mana card that has that stop. At least I don't think there are. What? You're gonna Shoulders Edict that? No shot, you just did that. How did they know that I was gonna play... I was about to play Knight Errant to BOs? Right? How did they know that? Opponent? Are you perhaps cheating? What is this? They're trying to get rid of all the creatures. Is Esper Sentinel gonna do anything at this point? Let's just Bushwhacker twice. Can I get an untap land, please? Thank you. Okay, this card's sick. Control deck, huh? Black removal spell-based control deck. I honestly don't have much Cyber card versus them. I think we just go as is. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think we go Esper Sentinel here. A Johnny. Yeah, I smell a board wipe coming, so I'm just gonna do this. No. They certainly have something. Get lost. Actually. 2 map tokens. So I can use it for Cool Dota Rebirth.
Fight beside me, brother. There is no world where my
This is so much damage. They're dead!
to me!
Oh my god. Oh man, that's so sick! Okay, so this is Energy Convoke. It was actually better than I thought. I thought it was gonna be completely garbage, but it was actually better than I thought because the combo with the Goblin Bombardment and a Johnny actually synergizes very well in this deck because we're playing Gleeful Demolition and Cool Dota Rebirth. Not only are they creating red creatures, but it's creating 3 targets, right? So if you create 3 targets with the Goblin Bombardment, right, that's 3 damage, and the Ajani is dealing 3 extra damage from the creatures as well. So it didn't happen too much because I couldn't assemble this combo too many times, but in the last match, final game, opponent got absolutely just destroyed. They were actually very healthy in life total, and they just instantly popped. Like, it was just gone. That was crazy. Another thing I really liked was the Goblin Bushwhacker. Obviously, this is, I don't know if you guys are even aware of the existence of this card. This card came out of nowhere from a special guest. It's very recent, right? It's very recent. This was also the set where they announced that the rarity of the special guest cards are gonna be downgraded to the original rarity of the card. So as you can see, this is common card, which is fantastic because all these special guest cards were mythic before. So absolutely love this card. I think this card is great. And another card that we're playing is Reckless Pyro Surfer. I think this card is pretty sick. It has haste. Whenever land comes down, it gets Battle Cry, which means every time this card attacks, all the creatures get +1 attack for that turn. But the fact that this triggers every single turn is what makes this card good. But obviously this deck is, you know, kind of jam-packed to the brim, so we're only playing 2 copies of it. You could play, you know, Venerated Lockstone, but what ends up happening with this card, I'm not a huge fan of this card because it does slow down your aggression quite a bit. So, like, unless you can play this out on turn 2, I'm not a huge fan of this card. Like, to be fair, I sideboarded out this card a lot. If you had Loxodon here too, I would be sideboarding this card out a lot too. So It doesn't even matter what this card is. This is kind of like a flex slot, Esper Sentinel as well. Generally, like the cards that I kind of board out are Esper Sentinel in some matchups, Voldaren Epicure, Reckless Pyrosurfer, and if I'm gonna be trimming one of these cards, I would be trimming Gleeful Demolition over the Kuldota Rebirth, because this one targets and you can get heavily punished if they try to target one of your artifact in response to your Gleeful Demolition. So I kind of prefer this over this card. This is useful if opponent is playing artifact deck. So if they have a lot of artifact cards, this is something that you can play as a removal spell. But it's a pretty simple deck. Obviously in Timeless, if you were to play this, you wouldn't have an Esper Sentinel. You would be playing Ocelot Pride. The reason why I'm not playing Ocelot Pride is because, one, in Historic, there's no Orcish Bowmaster for the Esper Sentinel, plus the Ocelot Pride is nerfed to a 2-mana card. So if you're playing Timeless, you would be playing this over the Esper Sentinel, maybe like even a copy of a Reckless Pyrosurfer for the 4th copy of the Ocelot Pride. That's what I would probably do. And lastly, one last thing I want to talk about is the Raptor. So the Raptor is interesting. Our curve is actually pretty low to potentially support the Raptor. But the reason why I'm actually not playing it is because there's a lot of misses. Not only the Knight Errant BOs could miss, but there's also cards like Kuldota Rebirth that doesn't do anything if you don't have an artifact already on the battlefield. Gleeful Demolition as well. And if you hit a Goblin Bushwhacker, you can't even kick it, right? Actually, could you kick this card from an Amped Raptor if you have an extra mana? But like I said, it's not a good it's not a good feeling to hit a Goblin Bushwhacker anyways on turn 2. So there's potentially a lot of misses with the Amped Raptor. Otherwise would be really good, but we are playing way too many cards that could potentially just miss. Like 16 cards is just too much. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.